I'm Gus Downing, publisher and editor of the D&D Daily, and this is the LP News Network. We're here today with Hedgie Bartol, a retail business development manager at Access Communications. Network surveillance technologies continue to revolutionize the way retail professionals work with not just loss prevention, but also with store optimization, operational efficiencies, and enhancements to the overall customer experience. With more secure, open, and flexible platforms, retailers can utilize the network infrastructure and bring together their video surveillance, physical access control, audio systems, and now add analytics to develop creative solutions that go well beyond security and helps grow the business and improve the customer experience. As the global leader in network video, Access Communications is driving the industry by continually launching innovative solutions to help you create the smart stores of the future. Hedgie, welcome.
Thank you, Gus. I think I'm done here. You said it all. That was good.
You know, the world of video analytics has been growing the last couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
You know, what is new with Access Analytics?
So I wouldn't say that there is as much new with our analytic product and offering as there is within how we are presenting it to the market and how the market is utilizing our analytics. It's wonderful for a retailer to gain the data from what's happening in their stores, the traffic counting, which direction people are going, maybe the demographics on who's coming in, the age and gender, how long they're standing in line, how long they're at an end cap, are they dwelling, things like that. Sort of creating almost the same environment and data you would get from a website within your brick and mortar store. And that's all very relevant data and very important to the retailers, but I'm seeing an opportunity beyond that with analytics and the other network devices within their enterprise to create integrated systems to solve problems and issues and create an experiential shopping excursion for the consumer beyond just loss prevention, and integrate those systems, whether it's their security products or HVAC, audio, lighting, and what have you. So integrated systems is where I'm seeing more application.
And that's what you mean by that, is just incorporating it throughout the organization for just a number of reasons.
Right, so creating the connected store.
Right.
Whether it's utilizing, like I said, whether it's utilizing the loss prevention technologies, which, if you think about it, who owns more devices in a store than loss prevention? You know, when you consider the cameras, the EAS, the alarms, the contacts, the access control or entry stations, and they're even involved with POS. So from an Internet of Things standpoint, loss prevention has quite a hand to play. But you can also look at the other technologies that are coming down the pipeline, such as Bluetooth Low Energy or BLE, those beacons that you hear about, and Wi-Fi tracking. So why not couple those technologies with the RFID and the cameras and the analytics, and now not only where people are going and active in your stores, but what they're picking up, what they're looking at, what they're abandoning in aisle, what they're abandoning at checkout, what they're taking into the dressing rooms, and then buying and not buying. And so you really start to, people talk about big data. Well, this is really where we're going. You have this information, and then it's a matter of taking it and making it actionable data within your stores. But beyond that, you also have the ability to trigger events and to be more proactive. How long have we been hearing from loss prevention, you need to do more with less? Probably a decade now. So the only way to do that is through technology. So,
what are some of the solutions that you're showing here at the show this year?
Well, good question. So in that same vein of doing more with less, some of the things we're focused on at the big show, because the big show is really, it's everything but loss prevention. It is operations, merchandising, marketing, supply chain, facilities, logistics, point of sale, sort of everything but loss prevention. So we focus more on those integrated solutions. For example, we have a couple simple integrations that we've done where in line queuing, we have it set up so that the camera is looking at a register that we have in place. If there is nobody behind the register and we have a couple people stand in line, we have a Philips Hue bulb that will change colors. One person gets in line, it turns green. If they're there for a little while, it turns yellow. If somebody else gets in line, it turns red. And then there's an announcement. saying, please open another cash register. Too many people in line, which does a couple things. Usually that's where abandonment of a basket happens. People are waiting, there's no cashier, they're waiting, I don't have time for this, and I leave. But if they hear that announcement, they go, oh, well, I'll wait, somebody's gonna be on their way in a minute. And so if somebody is behind the cash register, and the line gets long with the bulb changing colors and turning red, that might be in your break room in the back or in the stock room.
Right.
So somebody gets a visual notification that I need to go out and open another cash register. So that's one. We also have that same analytic. If there is someone at the cash register, but nobody in line, and the drawer opens, there's an announcement, the PTZ swings around and takes a picture of what's happening. So return fraud, very, very effective for reducing return fraud.
Absolutely.
We actually have turned a record player into a network device with our technology. An old analog record player is now playing through network speakers. We have an application where if a object is blocking a fire exit, there's an announcement, and if it remains there, it gets more obnoxious in its announcement. So those sort of integrated solutions are what we're looking at. You know, you were just actually talking with Gatekeeper, and he talked about what he's doing with their technology. Well, that's integrated into their camera system. They're a good partner, and they're utilizing multiple technologies to create a much more robust and broad solution for the end user. And I think I actually sat in on a session this morning at the Associate Member Council where a research scientist was talking about the trends in 2019 for retail. And one of the things they really hit home was that technology is the way to the future for retail. And they made the comment that I thought was very interesting. They said that integration of technologies has to happen across all business units, because if it stays in its silos, it will fail.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I thought that was very interesting.
Yeah.
And I think our loss prevention folks are probably some of the best people at engaging their other business units to accomplish goals. Because a true LP professional is as concerned with sales and operations as he is about shrink. Because when he can affect the bottom line at the same time as the top line, that's a huge win for a retailer.
Well, and we were the first ones to bring the cameras into the retail store themselves years ago. And I think a lot of people recognize that. I mean, the article in Stores Magazine this past, June, July, about in a session at the Protect was, the LP leader is really, in some cases, the technology leader.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
In introducing new systems, new software, and so on.
Yeah, I asked the question of this person, and I, on the Associate Member Council, I'm the only loss prevention focused member. And so I asked the question after she was finished. I said, so what business unit do you think is going to be need to be the driving force behind this change, this adoption of technology and next retail? And I said, is it going to be ops, merchandising, marketing, IT? And I said loss prevention. And it was funny, she kind of chuckled when I said loss prevention. And I paused. I said, wait, you have to understand. And I explained how loss prevention touches so many areas already. And it was funny, she didn't really have an answer. She said it has to come from the CEO. Well,
everything has to come from that.
Yeah. But
as we enter the year, I mean, what does Access have planned to share with the retailers?
I think the biggest thing we have planned is the co-collaboration. We develop products. We make great cameras. We make great network devices of all kinds, and that's all well, fine, and good. But the real key is going to be working with our retail partners to help develop those integrated systems and solutions that they need. Help them get creative to solve their problems, and it's going to take input. I'm no LP practitioner. I've never been on that side of the desk. I probably would fail miserably. I'm good on this side. But so we need that input. Now, here are the challenges I'm trying to address, and then let's talk about the technologies that we have, the technologies that our partners have, and then see what we can put together to solve their problems. I think that's probably the biggest thing. That's my initiative this year, is to be much more collaborative with my end users.
Everybody talks about the demise of brick and mortar. What's your opinion on that?
I'm so tired of hearing that.
Yeah, me too.
Retail's not going away, Gus. It's changing, and again, the session this morning, it really talked about the change of retail. You're seeing more more experiential stores, flagship stores. The Nike store here in Times Square, or where they are, it's an experience. And I think you're going to see more stores focusing on creating that experience. Also, I think, and I've heard this from other folks that are more educated than I am, you're going to see, everybody's talked about the shift to online. You're going to see online being designed to drive offline, right? To drive brick and mortar. Years ago, they called it omni-channel. That's a big buzzword, but
Which is fading, by the way.
absolutely. And so I think you're going to. Retail's not going away, but it is changing,
Right.
and it is innovating. And like anything else in our lives, we have to adapt and adopt and innovate. I believe technology is going to be a driver of that, and it's going to require collaboration between the business units to continue to reach that pinnacle of whatever is next retail.
Yeah, BOPIS, buy online, pick up in store, is the bridge, so to speak,
Yeah.
that connects the two. But mobile pay and scan and go and all that stuff is going to be what really connects them,
It's going to be a big part of it.
because they're going to stay on that device, and you're not going to ask them to leave the device.
Right.
So that, I think, is going to be one of the drivers of the new retail.
Yeah, and you're having consumers with a smarter expectation. And what I mean by that is, they've got smart devices, right? Years ago, when we shopped for a dishwasher or a refrigerator, we had to go to the store to get our education, and we might go from one store to another to learn. Well, now you walk into, by the time you go to the store, you walk in and you say, I want this model with these features at this price. You're having so you have to be able to meet that
Right.
smarter consumer
Right.
where they are, and it's going to be leveraging that technology, the buy online, pick up in store, being able to create a scenario where you're incenting them to come into the store, and maybe incenting them when they're in the store to do more while they're there,
Yeah,
or
absolutely.
give them a benefit for looking around and so forth. There's a lot that can be done, and I think we're just scratching the surface of it to create a very powerful brick and mortar experience that gives the consumer and the retailer the same experience of a website, with gathering data and providing targeted information and targeted beneficial marketing and messaging and so forth.
You got it. Hedgie, thanks for being here today.
Thanks for having me, Gus.
Well, that's it for this episode, ladies and gentlemen. We'd like to thank you for watching, and until next time, let's keep them all safe out there.